One of trading 7 sins is copying trades. While it's very tempting to follow the crowd, replicate other traders' moves, it's very important to remember that each trading journey is different, it's unique. Blindly copying can undermine your own understanding and decision-making skills. Develop your own strategy, your own set of skills, your own set of rules to find out what works for you. Never follow blindly anyone on social media, paid or free services. It's your money. Take care of your own money. Always do your own due diligence. Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com here with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and without any further ado, let's see the charts. With CPI numbers coming up tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, of course, Eastern Time. We had some optimism today. 444 to the upside is the resistance. Good reaction for the CPI numbers. 453 and 466 will be the next resistance to the upside. Bad reaction, and we are heading very fast towards the 431. If 431 will fail to hold, we are heading towards this gap here at the 423. Sit on hands and wait. And let's see how market will react to the CPI numbers. Don't be a hero. Sit on hands, watch price, let the dust settle, and then maybe take actions. QQQ, 363 to the downside, 373 to the upside. Above it, 390. Below 363, 350 is next. Dow Jones closing this gap over here. Now let's see continuation towards the 345. Above it, we are heading towards the 357, 360. Bad reaction, and we are heading towards this gap over here at the 331. Below it, 327. Overall, Dow Jones, low, higher highs. Uptrend until proven otherwise. We also have here some kind of a inverted head and shoulders if you're a pattern seeker. But as you know, Fibonacci traders, we don't rely on patterns because basically patterns are not reliable. We look left, where price came from, what it did until this day. And as we can see, Dow Jones since December, basically 327 to the downside, 345 to the upside. Sideways move, 8 months of a sideways move, breaking above 345. By the end of 2023, we could see 377. IWM breaking above the 190. Let's see if it can stay above it. Then 200 to the upside. Bad reaction to CPI numbers, and this gap at the 176 will get filled. It all comes down to the market reactions for CPI numbers. Bitcoin, 21 days and counting. Sideways move, 29,900 to the downside, 31,500 to the upside. Breaking above this level, in my opinion, 36,500. And by the end of 2023, 46,200. Breaking below this one here, below the 29,900, we will see 26,200 and 24,800 to the downside. Ethereum holding above the 1830, below the 1900, above it 1980, above 1980 in my opinion 2240. Below 1833 we have here head and shoulders kind of pattern. Below 1833 this pattern will get validated towards 1750 and 1620. Follow price and use levels as future support and resistance for price action. All other indicators, without any exceptions, are lagging. It took me 2 years to understand that all these indicators that you have here, are lagging. They don't give us what we need, what we want. As traders, all we want is to know where price might be heading next. Nothing is 100%. All indicators cannot give us where price is heading. Fibonacci levels, trend lines, they go into the future. Therefore, they are the true support resistance for price action for the future. Oil breaking above the 74. As we said, all this area between the 72 and the 75 is a very tough resistance. And now oil struggling, managing to break up and above. Let's see continuation towards the 76.80. This area will be a tough area of resistance. First, it's the 618 Fibonacci retracement. We had downtrend, bounce, 618 retracement. And if we look left, this area was a very interesting level of support and resistance since September of 2022. So it will become a tough resistance, most probably. Natural gas above 270 towards this upper trend line. Look left, this trend line from support, resistance, 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 resistance. So most probably, if natural gas will continue to the upside, breaking above 287, this trend line will act as a tough resistance. Breaking above this trend line, we are heading towards 344 and then 460. Gold breaking above this falling wedge. Now let's see, we do have here also, we can clear the noise, clean the chart. We also have here some kind of a double bottom towards the 1970. All we have to do, follow price and use levels to the upside as future resistance. 1950, look left, resistance, breaking up and above, 1962, above it, 1980, look left, support, resistance. Fibonacci levels gives us all the levels of support and resistance to the future, so we don't need to look left. Apple, another day, another doji, holding above this blue trend line. This blue trend line is the middle trend line of the uptrend channel. As long as this blue trend line is holding support for the higher lows, we're good to go for long. Below it, we are heading towards this white trend line. Let's see how Apple will react to the CPI numbers. Good CPI numbers, and 194 will act as a tough resistance. Above it, we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. Above 194, 201 and 211. Below this blue trend line, 184, 182, 180 together with this white trend line. Breaking below this white trend line, and we are heading to close the gap at the 175. Always prepare for both sides. Never be biased. No one knows what will happen next. All we can do is prepare for both sides. Rely on candlestick analysis, pure price action together with trend lines and Fibonacci levels. That's it. Meta, uptrend until proven otherwise. 298, 300 if you like. Tough resistance. Above it, this gap will get filled and 320 will be next. Below this trend line, we are heading towards 282. Retesting this trend line over here. Below it, fast going towards 254. AMD. Price action prediction on AMD until now. Aging perfect. Since we said this double top, retesting 106, bouncing 116 and coming back to the 106. Now 106 needs to hold, otherwise 94 will be next. We do have here also some kind of a double bottom, but it's too early. We need breaking up and above, closing above 116, and then we're heading towards 132. Check the video from June 21. I will put the link in the comments below to show you that by truly understanding price action, in-depth candlestick analysis, together with Fibonacci levels, we can predict with high probability the price action 2-3 weeks in advance. Nvidia holding above this trend line, and as long as the trend line is holding, we are in an uptrend. 440 to the upside, above it 488 and 560. Breaking below this trend line, we are heading to close the gap at the 395, 378. Below 378, it will be a fast track to 305 gap. Tesla, nothing much. 265 is still holding. This gap is still open. Inside candle, doji, indecision. Basically not surprising. The market is waiting for the CPI numbers. Good CPI numbers. And we are heading towards this trend line over here. Above this trend line, above 315. 373 will be next. Amazon. As you can see, nothing much on Amazon. 127 holding. Bulls are fighting to stay above the 127 because they know that if this level will break to the downside, we are heading 124 and then 120 and 114. Long continuation only above 131 towards 143. Mara breaking above this trend line and continuing above it towards 1890 and 2350. Riot, Mara and Riot, we said that once this trend line will get broken to the upside, we can go long. 2 consecutive days above this trend line. Now 1621 is our risk. Let's see continuation towards 1880. Above it 2880 to the upside. Google still in a downtrend, short-term downtrend. This is why we have trend lines to help us to identify the trend. This is why it's called trend lines. Use them. We have a gap at the 119 to the upside. We have a gap at the 113 to the downside. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Which gap will get filled first? This one over here or this one at the 113? Very interesting to know. What do you think? What do you think the CPI numbers will come up tomorrow? What will be the market reactions? Let me know. Any comment, any feedback. Share with me your thoughts. Microsoft, 328 to the downside. Below it, we are heading towards this gap over here, together with the 314. 314 is the 618 Fibonacci retracement, uptrend, retracement towards the 618. If CPI numbers will come not as expected, this gap will get filled, and then 351 to the upside if CPI numbers will come out better than expectations. Netflix, as you can see, several dojis, 6 dojis, 6 consecutive dojis, which means stay away from Netflix until you get a real price action. Long continuation above 450 towards 494 and 560, breaking below this purple trend line. This gap will get filled, and then 393 is next. Below it, this gap will get filled, and 377 needs to hold, and this double top scenario is validated. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Until the next video, stay safe.